interest rates dropped 1/4 percentage point. So just again, hot off the presses, we've gone from 2.5 to 2.25. The bank cited ongoing weakness in the economy as the reason why. Inflation expected to remain close to 2%. The next interest rate announcement date is December 10th. So we'll keep that in mind. And also I'll bring this up now because it's a slight adjustment from what I have later on in the presentation, which is that they've adjusted the economic projection for Canada, projecting 1.2% growth for the rest of this year, 1.1 next year. And this is the adjustment in 2027. They've gone from 1.8 to 1.6. So we'll see what happens on December 10th. BTB, who definitely seems to be very aggressive in suggesting there's going to be rate cuts, projected 2, and now we've hit 2. And now they're suggesting that they will probably see a third one December 10th, but we'll wait and see. So we'll move on to things here. So in summary, significant uncertainty in the local, national, and global economy. Alberta is still the best place to be. Locally, we have something that, unlike forestry and auto and aluminum and steel and stuff like that, we've got oil and gas, and the U.S. still wants a lot of it. So we still seem to be virtually untouched compared to other parts of the country. Not great nationally, but certainly it's going to appeal more people to be coming out here for the opportunities. It's more important than ever to seek out education. So congratulations again for all of you being in the room, and thank you very much.
I bought it because it had renovation improvement. Remember, I was watching a lot of home and garden TV and thought, how easy is it? They make it happen in an hour. I've got an hour to do the renovations. I knew it would be easy to rent. It was close enough to the U of A that it had a good tenant profile in terms of student rental. And at the time, it was an inexpensive mortgage. At that time, you could put 5% down, even if it was an income property. There were 40-year amortizations available, and the interest rates were, in the 2 to 3 range. So I actually had really good interest. So and the tenant profile was easy. It was just, students, young people, really good location. So that worked out really well.
So remember, we just saw the arrow go up. We're just at the peaking part of the current boom. Things are about to shift. And I'm going to talk to what you do in a shifting market. Now, here's some other recent fear factors. Because one thing that I've noticed over the duration of my career is there's always something to be scared about in real estate. There's always a reason not to take action. There's always a reason to act like the market isn't going to come back. There's always a reason to wait and see. There's always a reason to not start building a real estate portfolio. This is quite literally what we just watched happen over the last 2 years in Edmonton. So let's talk about what that market cycle looks like in any market. So a lot of these plot points are going to look really, really familiar. We see some GDP growth. We see some job growth. Then population starts to grow, increased rental demand, vacancies decrease, rents increase, property purchase demand increases, and then property prices start to spike. This is quite literally what we just watched happen over the last 2 years in Edmonton. Now, that super hot peak that just happened in March, well, this happens in the other direction. So let me show you what happens. I'm just literally flipping this around. GDP starts to stall. I mean, I just flipped it. So obviously the text is upside down, but the same thing happens in the other direction. So my point is we are now looking at a very likely scenario where the market's going to start shifting the other direction.
One thing that we're going to start to see, so when we talk about the land and within 3 to 4 years, there's not going to be much in the city of Edmonton. But one thing that we're really seeing from investors coming in from Ontario and coming in from BC is we're seeing a rapid growth. This might shock some of you. We're seeing a rapid growth in Stony Plain. We're seeing a rapid growth in Spruce Grove. We're seeing growth in Fort Saskatchewan, Leduc, Beaumont. Those areas are growing really, really fast. And one of the advantages to buying into those areas is you're going to get equity when that product jumps and that market jumps. But now we could say that exact product is $100,000 less in Stony Plain. And they don't care that it's a 35-minute commute to get to Edmonton because they just came from Burnaby and they drove an hour and 15 minutes each way every day. So we're seeing those outlying areas grow as we've seen people from Ontario and BC coming in. I would say Stony Plain is one of the fastest growing areas. And as we start to get more people moving to these areas, more infrastructure comes into these areas. And the country's kind of woken up and realized we can't do this without Alberta energy. Can't do it without natural gas. We can't do it without oil. We're going to need Alberta. And so I think we're in a great position. And, for those that are on my team for the last 3 years, I've said it over and over again on our sales meetings, is the best thing for Alberta, unfortunately, is for Ontario and Vancouver to not have good markets. Because everybody keeps moving here. I don't wish any ill will on them, but it's working. And we're getting a bad market. And people are coming here for jobs. And as more people come here for jobs, we all know that Alberta attitude is, if I can't find a job, I'll start my own business. And so we have so many entrepreneurs here starting businesses all the time. And so we will continue to find ways to create jobs in Alberta. That's just what Alberta does. So I'm bullish on Alberta.